of spiritual or religious take you want to have a look at. But I mean, I would consider myself a recovering Catholic. I went to school in convents, and it was never my thing. I don't believe that women are evil. We are not the root of all evil. We have made to be seen as the root of all evil, and I don't have any time for that. So I'm much more a daughter of Lilith than I am a daughter of Eve. But I think it's very difficult to separate yourself in the West from looking at spirituality and religion from anything other than a Catholic or a Christian or Judaism point of view, because this is what we are. This is our environment, right? This is in our schooling, it's in our families, it's how we're brought up. So I would then view theology within black metal probably from quite a religious point of view, even though I thoroughly appreciate how antagonistic it is. I love that. It's very satisfying to me. But I'd like to give props actually to a friend of mine, Georgia Van Relter. Her book's called Approaching Babylon. This is where I'm at. Towards the end of the book, of my book, I did a photo series of myself as Denigrata herself, this alter ego from the band. How could she have a life with an acquired disability beyond the realms of extreme metal? So I did a photography series of her as representing various pagan deities. So there was Babylon, there was Baphomet and Hecate. And by doing that, it meant that this kind of iconography helped me feel like there was a life beyond an acquired disability, when I'd been so active in metal studies and performing. And I realized that there's a very different version of me now moving forward, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. It's different. So if I was, with like occulture and esotericism and witchcraft, there's a chapter on black metal and witchcraft in my monograph, but it's I feel like I'm very, very young on that side of things. I know my metal inside out, but that's the new area that I'm starting to kind of move into. But authors and scholars such as Georgia Van Relter and Per Faxneld and Peter Gray, his book called Apocalyptic Witchcraft, mwah, beautiful. So this is kind of the information that I'm bringing with me that's attached to Denigrata, and then we get to move forward with it. Like in my monograph, I call it witchcraft as restorative feminism and extreme metal, because that's what it should be, right? If there's a group of people that are getting oppressed in a particular scene, then those group of people that are getting oppressed should stand shoulder to shoulder with each other and go, right, okay, what's our strategy of resistance? It's really important that we do that. And as Maggie says, the age of men is over. Feminism is open to gross misrepresentation, because you had to work really hard in the scene as a woman doesn't give you the right to be really territorial. So you should open that, now that you've got space, open that space up and let more women in. Don't sit on top of it like, this is mine now, find your own. Sonia Vasson talked about this in her article from 2010 called Den Mothers and Band Whores. Just these very strict delineations of how women are treated at gigs. So, well, that was death metal gigs. And the way that we can stop that from happening is to not give in to those sorts of stereotypes, and for us to stand together in sisterhood rather than competition, because patriarchy expects us to be in competition with one another, and I have no time for that. We support one another or we don't. For me, it's a very clear decision.